and we're going to start this video with a lovely aggressive option, and shout out to Paul Carlsson, who's been providing the shots for the back nine for the Ultimate Text Guides. If you do want to get those, check out the Patreon link in the video description down below. Bullseye over the second cutter off at power 5 maxed stretched position. APOC 5+, we're going with max topspin, adjusting max plus 10 power 5 and pushing back up to max. The side spin is depending on the wind angle here. I have a more crosswind angle, so I go with half a bar of right spin, and we do have wind angle tweaks in the guide, so obviously if you do have a different wind angle you will need to add more right spin. Max over power, and it's a full power slice. I could have used a little bit more top spin here, I had more available, but I just decided to go with 7, and we still roll out of the rough very nicely. From here, before the green, we are going to play and kind of no spin end bringer school, but actually it's going to turn into some backspin needed just to steady the ball guide up. So we are going to obviously check distance where the pin stands. Check out the End Bringer Academy tutorial video if you're not familiar with this method. Here I estimate this to be just over 50%, so I'm going to play 54% slider with a little bit of backspin as needed, so we can bounce on the green and not have the ball guide going massively through the hole. So we just got to control the speed a little bit here. In the end I just decided to put a click of right spin on as well to find a good spot. In the video I play End Bringer School plus 25 power 5, but I do feel this is over adjusted, so I've tweaked this one to 25% elevation but power 4 numbers. It's just going to remove a couple of decimals off the adjust, and rather than drop left edge we are then going to drop right at pin with power 4 settings. Hole number 11, I'm playing with a wind 4 ball here, but you can play with a kingmaker as well, but it is recommended to keep the wind below 8 miles per hour. But I'm using here actually a wind 5, but it's high wind, but we are still within the wind 4 range, so any wind 4 value has been dropping nicely for me. Before we add spin, blue ring touching the bricks, ball guide going through the hole, and then we add 4 backspin and 0.2 bars side spin to the left. The adjustment here is mid plus 20 power 1, and that works out with this wind range of between 6.1 and 8. It works out to 1 on 1 plus 0.2, so 6.3 in wind, sorry 6.1 in wind gives me 6.3 rings. We do have wind angle tweaks in the guide for the various wind angles on this one as well. You can see we bounce over the little island onto the green, and the ball turns around nicely to the right, and we do drop this one for a hole in one. Very good chance. Very tough wind angle here, so we are recommending definitely a power 5 ball, but if you have a power 5 ball with more wind resistance, then that really is the ball to go with. So I'm going with a luminary. Playing with the rock just before plus yardage, bullseye in the middle of the fairway with the rock level 9. It would be just before plus 1, sorry, at plus 1 with the rock level 8. 1 bar of topspin, and we just mid plus 15 power 5 numbers. The idea is just to tap this one down there, not threaten the rough going long. We do hit a great right, but absolutely fine with the rock. Great left also going to be fine here, which is why we're recommending playing with the rock, and we're looking for something between 303 and 315 yards. With the second shot I could have gone with the horizon here, but I actually decided to go with Cataclysm because I have it in a high level. You want to pick the wood club with distance plus topspin. If you are worried about hitting great left, I would recommend you set up a little bit further to the right and add a bit of left spin. We just want to get this one towards the green. We're not going to get on the green, we're just going to roll with topspin towards the green. Playing mid plus 20 power 5, take care when adjusting because you've got to go down that ledge. And then we leave the target where it is, and we want to hit perfect, of course. Now if you are using the horizon, great left may well find a bunker, so you will see here even with a perfect and the Cataclysm I'm quite close to the bunker. I'm glad I didn't hit a great left, so hence the recommendation really, if you are worried about that, set up further to the right and use left spin. There you can play End Bringer School plus 20. Now on this hole we're going to play with the rock, and we're not going to push it as far as we did in the front 9 because we want to play rings from min with a sniper, so we're going with a little bit of a different approach here. And we're using 4 bars of top spin and 2 bars side spin to the left, white ring touching the rough, and with the rock level 9 it's the top of plus 11. Rock level 8 of course is 1 yard shorter in power, so you're going to have to go from the top of plus 12. Max plus 15 is our adjustment here. This wind angle isn't taking me into any overpower, but if you do get more headwind angle, you may well have to put a click of overpower on. We're looking to bounce second time into the rough and then roll out around 325 to 330 yards, give or take. Anything around there is going to be fine. Second shot sniper, and firstly we're going to add spin, 1.7 back spin and 3 left spin. Then we're counting up rings from min, so make sure you've packed the grizzly to find the min line easily. And we have the bull guide through the right side of the hole and going beyond approximately 3 green squares. Now the video here, I go rings from min plus 10 power 3, but this one is underadjusted. I would like to add another decimal, so my recommendation on the tweak here would be to go plus 15% power 1. And 2 rings from min, you're going to play 5% slider. 4 rings from min, you're going to play 10% slider, and so on. Further tutorial on rings from min method also on the Academy tutorial playlist here on the channel, so do check that one out. Perfect ball, but like I said, I have just put a tweak in for next time. Just need an extra 0.1 or 0.2. 2 clicks of overpower there. Make sure the ball is touching the bottom of the arrows of the adjustment rings. We adjust to a lower point. Finishing off this little highlights video with special ball option that I've just created, Apox 7 Plus and the Thor ball. This is going to be a YOLO job. Max top spin, 2 top spin boosts and 0.9 bars side spin to the right. Add spin and then stretch out to complete max. Have the ball guide just pointing to the side of the left hand rough up ahead. We adjust max plus 10, power 5. This is more the crosswind angle. If your wind angle is pointing towards those palm trees, you'll need to pull back slightly more yards. So we are suggesting a degree of pullback according to wind strength here, or pushback, whichever you want to call it. I go 3 yards here. If you've got high wind, I would go a couple more than that. And if you have more tailwind angle, you would need to go a couple yards more than that as well. Favour 11.59 when you pull the rings on the drive, because you don't want to inadvertently bounce too long. Max overpower, slow needle, half a ball of curl to the right, and we want to roll between 465 and 480 yards. Second shot, going to use the thorn. We're going to play once again rings from min. Here I can use no spin, but there are some glitchy areas here. If you do find the ball guide jumping around, then play with a little bit of backspin and maybe some side spin as well, just to get round the glitchy parts. But no spin is the preference. Push up from the min line, count your rings from min, ball guide to the front of the cup. We're then going to go rings from min plus 20% elevation, power 5, pull over the bullseye, and it's 1% slider per ring. So if you've pushed up 6 rings, you're going to play this one 6% on the slider. Pulling over the bullseye, perfect ball away, and even with a wind 0 ball here, we're dropping this right at pin, so it's a great eagle if you want to spend a top spin boost ball.